Thank you everyone for coming out on Sunday afternoon. I'm honored to have you all as my guests today. The reason that I'm holding this seminar is to raise money for American Cancer Society. And American Cancer Society is an organization that I hold very close to my heart. When I was 14, my mother was diagnosed with cancer. And cancer is truly an emotional roller coaster. And the reason I say it's an emotional roller coaster is because some days they're doing really well and there seems to be a lot of hope, and other days they're not doing very well at all. So I'm sure most of the people sitting in this room today have had a family member or a friend who's been touched by cancer. When I was 16, I lost my mother. I had always been really consumed with sports. I've been involved with sports, but I really became consumed with fitness at this time period. And shortly after high school, I turned this passion into my career by getting certified as a personal trainer and certified as a corrective exercise specialist. I've competed in natural bodybuilding, and fitness is a really big part of my life. And now that I've told you how I got involved with fitness, I'd like to explain 3 things today. The benefits of exercise, so I'll talk about resistance training, cardiovascular training, and circuit training. The first benefit of resistance training is fat loss. Now, 2 out of 3 people in America are considered overweight. That's a lot of people. That's a very large amount. And interestingly enough, 1/3 of Americans exercise frequently. Now, math has never been my best subject, but I think there might be a correlation between these 2 statistics. The second benefit of resistance training is increased lean body mass. And now I have to be a little bit careful when I use this word lean body mass, because most people have a connotation with mass meaning you'll get big and bulky, but it's just the measurement that we use to describe how much muscle tissue that we have. So to create a really toned and well-defined body, for example, let's say I'm sitting down with somebody and they're asking me how they can create a really well-toned and defined body. Let's say they want to tone up their arms and their shoulders a little bit. And I might ask her what she's doing to tone up her arms and her shoulders. And then she might say, well, you know, I have exercise videos that I do at home, and I have these pink dumbbells, or these 2-pound dumbbells, and I do my presses and I do some different exercises with them to tone my shoulders and my arms. And the problem with this is that we're really not using enough resistance to really make the impact to get a well-toned and well-defined body. So what ends up happening is we're getting the benefits of cardiovascular training because our heart rate's elevated, but we're really not getting the full potential of resistance training. And then third is excessive post-exercise oxygen consumption. Now that sounds kind of complicated, but it's really not. It's really pretty simple. So imagine you're driving your car and you're driving for a long time, and you get home and you turn in your driveway, and then you turn off your ignition. Now your car engine is going to remain hot for a period of time after you drive it. And our bodies react the same way. So after we exercise, the temperature in our muscle tissue gets elevated exponentially. So for a period of 2 or 3 days, it's up here and it's slowly coming back down. So our body works very hard to bring our muscle temperature back down to normal. And during that period, we're burning a lot more calories. So to get the full benefit of excessive post-exercise oxygen consumption, we want to work out at least twice a day, or excuse me, 2 times a week, but 3 days would be optimal. And it really helps you get the most out of your workout, because imagine it's like getting residual income from your workout investment. It pays off. Next, cardiovascular exercise. Now, what comes to your mind when you think about cardiovascular exercise? Anybody? Aerobics? Running? Okay, that's what a lot of people tell me, is they usually associate cardiovascular exercise with running, and particularly on a treadmill. And here's the thing with the treadmill. The treadmill's great, but it's really just one tool in a very large toolbox. So there's so many methods of getting cardiovascular exercise that we don't have to just limit it to the treadmill. We can do gardening, we can do salsa dancing, we can do running, biking, pretty much anything physical, something to elevate your heart rate a little bit is great forms of cardiovascular exercise. And sometimes small changes can make a really big difference. So it could be parking our car at the other end of the parking lot, and what that helps us do is just burn a little bit extra calories every day, and some of those small changes can end up making a really big difference. So, having said that, some of the benefits of cardiovascular exercise is that it can help you decrease your fatigue. Does anybody get tired between 12, 1, 2 in the afternoon and you feel like you might want coffee or something? Cardiovascular exercise can help you decrease that, your anxiety, diseases like hypertension, diabetes, osteoporosis, obesity, and namely cancer. Cardiovascular exercise can help you reduce your chance of getting cancer. And now, has anybody in this room not been stressed out before? There's so many things to do, and there's not enough time to do it. So those are some of the benefits of cardiovascular exercise. Circuit training. Now, the really cool thing about circuit training is that we're getting both the benefits of cardio and the benefits of resistance training. So as you can see, I have this Venn diagram here. In the middle is circuit training. So we get the benefits of both. And I'll give you an example of circuit training. Circuit training is using, say, 3 to 5 exercises back to back. So let's say, for example, you start out with a dumbbell press, you move to a rowing movement, you do a curling motion, and let's say you do a shoulder press. So we have 4 exercises, and we're doing them back to back to back. And what's happening when we do circuit training is each individual body part has enough time to recover. But we're also getting the benefits of aerobics because what's happening is our heart rate stays elevated during this time period. I know some of you that I've worked with have experienced this, and you can attest to how aerobic it is and how out of breath you will be out of just using circuit training. So, in conclusion, there are lots of fun ways to do cardio, so I encourage everybody to maybe take up another physical activity. Resistance training can really help you create a lean, toned, and well-defined body. And circuit training can help you take advantage of both at the same time, so I think that's the best time to do that. And everyone here is welcome to come to my next seminar. It's going to be May 27th, and it's going to be about dispelling fitness myths and healthy eating. Some of the topics that I'll discuss are, do crunches really get rid of body fat? And is cheese really that bad for you? The next 30 days are going to pass us by whether we like it or not. So why not make an investment in the most precious asset that we have, our bodies? Any questions? Thank you. Does anybody have any questions about some of the material I went over today?
So what's the answer? Do crunches get rid of belly fat?
Do crunches? You'll have to come next month to find out.
Pardon me?
You'll have to come next month for my next seminar.
Okay.
Find out about the cheese thing.
Yeah.
So I gotta know.
Yeah, and then if you don't feel inclined to stay for a group workout afterwards today, you're all welcome to come for a one-on-one session with me or a consultation, and we can talk about your fitness goals. So, thank you all for coming. Yeah.